Welcome to another segment of ACRP TV. Today, our spotlight is on leveraging technology to boost KPI, a very important topic, and we've got the right person with us today. Candy Barlow, who's the clinical research informatics specialist with Bio-Optronics, is joining us. Candy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me today, Michael. I appreciate it.
Now let's jump right in. Our title is Leveraging Technology to Boost KPI. So how can you help people do that, and why is it important?
There's several reasons why it's important to track your KPIs. Your KPIs are what are going to help your research site grow and mature over time. And it is also going to help you track your benchmarks and your metrics, and so that you can promote yourself to study sponsors for potential trials. We can use the CTMS to be able to do these tasks. But what you have to keep in mind are who are your key stakeholders whenever you're looking at developing your KPIs. Having a different lens for your senior leadership, investigators, maybe even an executive board. Those are all different drivers. And then obviously your regulatory teams, and then your clinical trial teams on the ground with the direct patient care. They all have a different lens for which they're going to want to know clinical trial metrics. And you can use your clinical trial system to track and benchmark those metrics.
Interesting. Okay, now, so we're talking a lot about technology here. You know as well, or better than I do, the clinical trial industry is a little technology averse. COVID has changed a bit of that. We've got the COVID catalyst where people are embracing new technologies. But do you think this is something that industry, broadly speaking, is struggles with?
Yes and no. Some sites have been able to readily adapt and grow and change and expand. Others are still trying to learn. It's a new landscape, especially for us in industry. 100% adoption of electronic tools, remote operations. Those are all kind of new to some sites. So they're still learning and looking for ways to obtain education and best use for their systems.
Let's drill down a little bit more and talk about the benefits of what people are potentially missing if they don't leverage this properly. You touched on it a little bit in the first answer, but let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So being able to look back historically on your portfolio and look to the future of your portfolio gives the site different advantages, right? So if I have a large team or a small team, it's important for me to track all the types of trials, the turnaround time, my study startup, my first study subject in on trial, and all the way to the last subject out, because those are all metrics that are going to speak to the health of my research team and my site and how I conduct my operations. There's other pieces too, where whenever we're looking at what types of trials best fit you, right? Because if we have a site that is geared towards cardiology, we wouldn't necessarily expect them to see an oncology trial, right? So being able to track specifically what trials are you really good at so that you can position yourself in the market to obtain more trials.
It sounds like a valuable tool to have in the toolbox. This has been our ACRP TV spotlight on leveraging technology to boost KPI. We've been speaking with Candy Barlow, who is the clinical research informatics specialist with Bio-Optronics. Candy, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you.